And let me tell you, I got a theory, very theoretical, completely theoretical. It's what you call the Great Reset. You got AI taking over. You got women like way above their heads, making a lot of money. Dating market is skewed. People are losing jobs, can't find the jobs. Inflation is going crazy, sky high. All this different war and constant bickering between countries. And it's not getting any better. It's only going to get worse. And I feel like this is theoretical. I feel like God didn't create the world to operate like that because people don't really even socialize or interact anymore. Nobody shows each other love anymore. It's just things aren't what it used to be like in the 80s and 90s. And I'm not that old, but I've been alive in the 90s and the early 2000s to know that life has shifted, it's changed. And it's like it's things seem like more of a computerized simulation more than like genuine life. It just feels weird, you know. The days are flying by. Nothing really seems right or what it used to be. Everything is just like disorder. What's up, guys? It's JBG Gaming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alpha Male Strategies. Money can't buy you love. That's an interesting topic. As a man who's been broke and got money back to back, I can attest that it's true. I mean, it'll buy you a lot of false love that you think that you think she like you and everything like that. The whole time she might actually like you somewhat or a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but a big part of why she's even hanging around you is your ability to constantly get whatever you want. She notices that you want to eat out, you eat out. If you want to take out, you take out. She notices, hey, this man got a lot going on. He has a lot of ability to do a lot of things. And you might be likable, you might be, you know what I'm saying, handsome and everything, but a big part of why she's there is the money. You know what I'm saying? She can get handsome and likable anywhere else. She needs a guy with them resources, with that cheddar. And women to sit there in front of you like they like you and they in love with you the whole time. And sometimes they might even delude themselves into thinking that they like and love you. That's the whole thing. They might even delude themselves into thinking they really do. But subconsciously, they understand that they're only there for the resources and the money you provide. And I just look back at my life and I think, damn, how many times that I think a woman liked me or really loved me, and the whole time they was just, I ain't gonna say using me, but it was just, they understood that, hey, this man got the resources. He has the ability to pretty much do whatever he wants when he wants. And, you know, I was green then because I always had some cheddar on me. I never really was broke. But when you go broke, you understand how the world works and you understand, okay, it's different levels of understanding. You know what I'm saying? At first, you understand that, okay, women just want money, and hey, you take that for face value. But there's another thing to actually have the money and have the women, and then not have the money, and then see the difference between those. And then when you have the money, you don't understand what it's like to struggle. And then when you don't have the money, you understand what it's like to struggle. Then you actually see, it gives you a bird's eye view into the eyes of people who are constantly struggling or constantly needing help. And you like, okay, it's very easy for a woman to attach to a man she may or may not like or favor, for the simple fact that he could provide money, he could provide a lifestyle, he can stop her struggle. And when you look at it, when I got to the struggle perspective, it made a lot of sense. Like, bro, I look back and I'm like, bro, I was handsome, yeah, I was tall and nice, but I bet you I wouldn't have half of those women. I didn't have a bag on me, bro. Let's get into it.
What's up, fellas? So I had a loyal patron supporter that wanted me to do a 2024 ranking of a man's assets. And basically, he's talking about the whole looks versus money versus confidence, the whole debate. Now, a lot of you guys might know I already did this video once before, but the world is a little different today. All right? Today this ain't 2017, guys. I'm sorry. I would have gave you a totally different answer on this 7 years ago. If you go look at that video, I guarantee you the answers I'm finna give you today, the arrangement gonna be a lot different than what I'm finna give you today. All right? We, as a man, we just have to accept and adapt for what it is.
I'm gonna tell you, the dating game is so much more different than it was a few years ago. Like, the standard has literally risen in real time. I remember just a few years ago, Bro, I was having dozens and dozens of Tinder matches. Fast forward 2023, 2024. I'm lucky if I get a few Tinder matches, bro. The standard has risen abruptly. Because I remember I used to have a rotation of women on my Tinder or on my Black or my dating apps. Now, bro, you didn't gotta be ride. You got your pictures gotta be in a private plane on a foreign Caribbean island somewhere, and looking like you living large and in perfect shape to even have a smidgen of a chance to have a woman, bro. It's getting crazy out here.
We're in the sprinkle era. Okay? All right? We're in the sugar daddy, high value man. I want a man that makes six figures. We're in that era. All right? Now, women have always liked a
Absolutely.
provider, but now the bar has been moved.
I just said that.
Now, the sprinkle lady, you know what? Fuck that. The sprinkle bitch, while she did bring this to the forefront, guys, in actuality, the natural progression was for it to come anyway. All right? And the reason that is, guys, is because hypergamy has always lived within women. All right? But here's the problem as into why the bar has moved. As women have started to make more and more money themselves, the hypergamy is still there. So as back in the day when women wasn't getting these educations, wasn't getting these high-paying jobs, wasn't making this money, every woman's an entrepreneur online and all this other type of shit, making their own money. Well, the hypergamy says, I still want a man that makes more than me. So back in the day, all the women would have like low-paying jobs, minimum wage, bullshit jobs. So as a man, if you just had a good job, you were good to go. Well, now, thanks to social media and stuff like this, a lot of women are making money online. Women have gotten degrees, making more money in the workforce, but the hypergamy is still there. The hypergamy hasn't gone anywhere. And so it was a natural progression with this. And I only think it's going to get worse because women are only going to make more and more money. And their nature says to go get a man that has higher status than you, more financial status than you. That's their nature. Okay, guys? So that's going to play a good role in how I'm going to rank this shit today because that's where we're at. And so this, you know what, I'm going to get a little off subject right here with this one.
And it's crazy because you imagine, like, essentially this is like nature filtering itself out, essentially. Because it's like a vast majority of men can never hope to reach a lot of the level and ability that women have obtained through their degrees and everything. Because women, I feel like on average, are smarter than the average man. I feel like the above average man is smarter than most women, but the average woman is smarter than the average man by far. And most people, they don't have degrees, they don't have any technical skills, and nor do they have the ability to go out there and get those things because they got kids and they got overwhelming responsibility. So they're pretty much stagnant where they're at. They're not going nowhere for the foreseeable future. And so it got to be soul crushing to know that, hey, people are just going to keep slotting past me, above me and above me and above me, especially women. And here I am stagnant, not going any damn where. And I got to do something to your spirit, man. I got my degree, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a job now. But I got my degree, I'm working on my master's. So I got plenty of hope. I got hope for me. But I know what it's like to feel like you in a bubble where you can't move nowhere. You know what I mean? And it's just like nature. You know, you go into nature in Africa, you got little cats and, you know what I'm saying, little animals who, no matter what, they're always going to be prey. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in the human world where you got a whole lot of men who, no matter what, they're always going to be losing or considered losers, having low or not so well-paying jobs, and forever just going to be left in the dust by higher earning women and men. And it's only going to get worse. It's not getting any better. So they're going to continuously stay in the position that they're in, watching people surpass them and watching women go after people who are more than them rather than even having a chance at an average woman because they're stagnant in their ability to get resources or to elevate their status. It's pretty crazy, man.
But I want to talk about this. This just goes to show you what happens when you fuck with nature. Do y'all guys, and I might come across as a sexist pig when I say this, but I'm gonna say this is what see what happens when women hit the workforce. That's not a dynamic that was supposed to be in the play. We broke the natural order of things.
Hmm.
So when you break the natural order of things and you put women in the workforce and now they're making money, but their hypergamous nature says, I still want a man that makes more than me. You see what happens when you start fucking with nature? Now, I'm not saying that women shouldn't work. I'm just saying you see what happens when you start to break away from traditional norms. All right, y'all guys see that? And so now you see that we got this whole little tangent going on with the social dynamics with men and women, because women's standards are high, but it's just not high just because of social media. It's high because they're making money also. But hypergamy.
Social media play a big fucking part, bro. And the thing is that social media isn't even realistic because pretty much everybody in the world has access to social media. Without social media, you're always going to find somebody who's better than you, tremendously better than you. But with social media, it's very clear and evident every single day, not 24/7, that there's so many different people who are doing better than you. That was always the case before social media, but social media made it obvious and clear as day. So people are comparing themselves constantly to people who are doing better than them, not realizing that these people always existed and always been like this, but because it's so readily evident and exposed on social media, now they thinking that, damn, literally everybody I go across got 8-pack abs, riding the Rolls Royce Phantom, traveling to Dubai, got 30,000 followers, 300,000 followers, and it kind of gets your head a little bit. But social media is a big part of it, brother. Like, I guarantee you, these women made the money, but social media didn't exist, it'd be a lot less worse. You know what I'm saying? I think women be more forgiving. When you go on your social, when you making 80,000 a year as a woman, and you go on your social media and see niggas traveling to Dubai and all this and all that, that's all that you see. That's all you're looking up. You're looking toward. You're looking up. You're not looking down. Why would you look down? Well, you know you can have them men. You know what I'm saying? There's no challenge there. You the one who want all the money, and you a pretty woman. So it's very little incentive to go after lesser men, even if they're handsome. When they're handsome men who have what they have and 10 times more as far as finances and social status. Why would I look behind me with these 10 out of 10 men? Yeah, they fine, they look good. But there's men who got that plus what I got plus more.
Still there. So I still want a man that makes more than me. Do y'all guys get that? So when we talk about this stuff, I think everybody just goes to, oh, social media just got these women delusional and they're crazy. It ain't just social media. If you're a six, if you're a woman and you're a six, but you make $100,000 a year, your natural inclination is, well, I want a man that makes $150,000 a year. Do y'all guys get that? Y'all guys understand that dynamic? It don't really matter to her what she looks like. Her nature. She's fighting her nature. See how women do hypergamy, they don't do their hypergamy off of looks. They do their hypergamy comes off of their earnings. That's what. So like when y'all saw a lot of those women talking to Kevin Samuels is talking to them about the physical. But when the woman is calculating her value and the hypergamy side of her says, well, her hypergamy says, well, I make 75, so I want a man that makes 100. Or I make 100, so I want a man that makes 150. Or I make 150 and I want a man that makes 250. It doesn't go off of, well, I'm an average at best, so y'all guys see what I'm saying? That's the way so women are literally fighting their nature at this point. Mm-hmm. That's what they're literally. That's like you putting putting tape around a dog's mouth because he barks too much. Whenever he hears a noise, he's going to bark. So you trying to get him not to bark you, he's fighting his nature. You know, I never had been around a dog that got one of those leashes on that stings them when they bark. But I can only imagine that psychologically he got to be fucked because you're asking him to fight his own nature. So it just doesn't work, guys. All right. So like when women, if a woman got a nice shape or something, and a man is walking behind her, she don't need to turn around and know that you at least glance down at their ass. Now you ain't got to turn your whole head and be like, woo, baby. Mm. But she gotta know your nature is to at least glance at that ass. Right? So, but anyway, and that's why we get so mad at those gym creep videos, Bitch, you're in here half naked. Of course I'm gonna glance over there and look at you. But anyway, guys, let's get to the order how I would rank that in the.
My uncle, who was the most purest man I know, no glazing. He was just telling me about that the other day, and he was like, "I'm sitting here in the gym. I got this woman looking back at me, you know what I'm saying, acting like I'm the villain." I'm like, "Dude, look at you. You half naked." And he not a sexual person at all, but he can't help but to glance, But women will sit there and dress damn near naked, vagina crevices all out, cheeks all protruding off them latex pants, bustling, grizzling. And then expect a nigga just to be like, like just to keep working out. Of course he gonna look. He's a grown man, and then sit here and stare at him and give him a look like he's some kind of sexual predator. That's crazy as hell to me.
2024 edition. Number one, guys, right now, is finances. Listen, guys. The number one thing right now is finances.
When I tell you he's not lying, because what's I'm gonna tell you, it's just 2 or 3 years ago, I used to have so many women, and I never really had no money. You know what I'm saying? Or I had some money, but I not no real money. Like, I might have a car, be able to get a little jank something to eat here and there, but not no real. Oh, I'm buying a house, or I'm riding in a Rolls Royce or a G wagon. And I had women, but now it's like women, like, it don't matter what you look like or none of that. Like, what comes first is what you looking like, how much money you around, bro. That's what matters. Especially getting at my age, I'm like 26, but that's what matters. They trying to figure out how much money you surrounded by. They don't even care about your looks no more, brother.
And I'm taking this from guys who are, if you are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old watching this, this doesn't apply for you, because women at that age, they still going off of looks. I'm taking this from a mature woman age. Let's just say 22 and up.
It's absolutely correct.
Game, you're not ready.
Right?
That's why I need y'all to blow my YouTube up, man, so I can get back into the realm, bro. You feel me? Y'all need to blow my YouTube up so I can get back to having some bitches. You know what I'm saying? That's why I need y'all help. I need y'all to subscribe, like, and comment so I can get monetized and I can get this YouTube money, and then I can be surrounded by some hoes. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, and subscribe, my boy. I need your help. I can't do it without you. What the hell happened to the audio?
Even younger than that.
Bro, what's wrong with the audio, man?
As looking for that provider mindset. But I'm taking this from a mature one. I'm not talking about some 17.
Literally always some dumb shit, bro. Always.
Twenty-two of them. Some of y'all guys even find out younger women. Some women start even younger than that as looking for that provider mindset. But I'm taking this from a mature one. I'm not talking about some 17-year-old. Of course, she's not gotten to that point where she's going to be all up about money. But right now, guys, it's the finances. That's
absolutely correct.
You won't get nowhere unless you making a certain amount of money.
Let me tell you. Because he is absolutely fucking correct.
What do we know about women, guys? Women are sheep. Women are sheep. And with women seeing that other women are saying, know your worth, we don't date dusties, we don't take coffee dates, they just sheep. They the bad. They just follow. They just follow.
I had a girl who looked like a 4 or 5 saying, I don't date brokies and dusties. That's all in my inbox is brokies and dusties. Literally a Baghdad 5. Look like Medea. And she was like, oh, all that's in my inbox is dusties and brokies. I'm like, damn, bitch. You didn't even look like nothing to be talking like that, but that's the world we live in now.
So when women get on social media and Instagram and they see other women in their same age bracket taking trips, doing this, that, and the other, and the women on there talking about my man did this, my man did that, well, naturally, they want to find that man. They want to find a man just like that. Because now they're being told this is what your worth is. So, guys, I hate to tell y'all guys right now, but you won't get too far with women unless your finances in order. I think the bar line to have great success with women. I'm not talking about some lucky shot in the dark, guys. Everybody, man, listen. Guys, listen. Is there going to be some fat 400-pound guy in the world right now, unemployed, banging a dime, and she taking care of him? I'm quite sure somewhere in America there is. That's why y'all guys, heard me always refer to the all police. Guys, don't give me outliers. I don't want to hear anything about the outliers. Okay, we know that. I understand your uncle with the bad leg, with the one leg, who ain't had a job in 40 years, got a rotation of dimes. Guys, spare me.
How likely
I
is that?
already know they're going to always
Very,
be
very
outliers
possible. It's out
everywhere.
there for sure.
But by and large, I'm telling you right now, with women making the money they make, and it's only going to increase because they the ones get most of the degrees, that bar is going to keep increasing. So I'm just going to let y'all guys know right now, it's more imperative than ever to get on your purpose. All right? Unless you just want to completely go your own way. And TikTok don't help that either, guys. All this dusty shit, talking shit. Next, guys, looks. Now, I go looks next because most people still do dating apps. Now, it wouldn't be looks if you met in person, but we all know,
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ain't got no money and you can't clearly, obviously display it on dating apps, if you're not in perfect rip shape and you can't obviously display it on dating apps, your best bet at getting women is to approach them in real life. I'm not going to elaborate on that. As a man, if you don't have no money that you can clearly demonstrate, or you don't have a ripped physique that you can clearly demonstrate on dating apps, you're better off cold approaching outside of your house than using the dating apps. It never used to be like that. It is like that now.
all saw the statistics of how many people meet online these days. And so as we all know, online is pure physical. Nobody reads bios and this, that, and other. People might read the bio next. The women might read the bio next if your picture look good. But most people are making their ranking off of how you look. So if your profile doesn't look good, you're not going to get anything. And I think, guys, no matter how much we preach to get out and stuff like this, man, as the way things is going, guys, with DoorDash, Uber Eats, Prime, most people are just going, everything is just so online these days. Go to the mall. You remember once back in the day, man, you was in a drought? You just run your ass to the mall and get your 10 numbers. Go to the mall now. Goddamn, see little balls of yarn. That hay barn shit floating around that motherfucker. 30 people in there. Big ass mall. Nobody there. Go back 20, 25 years. The mall Saturday be packed. I mean, shoulder to shoulder. 20, 25 years ago. For you young guys, I feel sorry that y'all don't have that benefit, man. Man, all you had to do was just go to the mall on Saturday and Sunday. Just hit the mall. Man, that was the thing. We would just get our pencil and pen, man, and paper, and hit this for cell phones, and hit the mall, man, and rack up. Just rack up. Go to the mall now. Man, them adjustable threes out there on a good day. Man, y'all guys, you young guys, y'all guys, man, we used to have it. They used to call this, because we used to come here sometimes because they call it Club Linux. Just packed, guys. Just don't got that no more. And I'm not saying nobody don't go there. There's still people at the mall. But it's not like it used to be, where they just used to be blowed. And if you was to talk to a girl, it used to be so many people in there, nobody could see it. So, man, with the way things going, I don't see online changing. This is what happened with guys. They get on there, they have no results. I'm going to stay off of there.
Stay off of
for
there.
a month, and then they reactivate their account. Because everything's online. Nobody really go to clubs like that no more. Go to a club. It ain't like it used to be. And I think that's more due to the sectionals and shit. Most people it's not really a dance where you interact. So if you do go to the club, all the girls are in sectional with their promoter or something. So it's not that fun, that interaction to where you used to dance with the girls and get those numbers.
It's literally facts, bro. When you go to clubs, there's literally women on one side and dudes on the other. And people not even going to clubs to have fun anymore. It's literally like a just about a social status, like who can look the best, who's gonna look the coolest, who can look the most fly, and who got the most people surrounding them. And nobody's actually interactive anymore. Like, there's no women interacting with men, and women with, like, women are literally twerking on other women. They're not even interacting with dudes anymore. Part of that is just because we have a more dangerous, thirsty society of men. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sexual crime going on lately, and just crime in general. So people are less trustworthy of each other. That's a big part of it. And then another half of it is just that everybody's too damn cool for everybody. You too cool to dance. You too cool to enjoy yourself. You too cool to laugh. Everybody got to be dressed up, fly as hell, and quiet.
So that's kind of dead. The mall is dead. So the dating apps is like gonna be the way, and all that's gonna be physical, guys. Unfortunately, all right. So I would give looks second because of the dating apps. Now, if you somebody that's gonna meet women in real life, then I would go with what I got for three, which is comfort. Because when
You
you
can have confidence without the first two. You can have confidence out the money, but you need something to be confident about. Just telling yourself and telling people you need to be confident. You need to be confident. It don't work. You gotta have the confidence has to stem from something, whether it's a result, the money you make, or whether you like this, whether you like what you see in the mirror. Other than that, it's just false confidence. It's not real confidence, and you're still not going to be confident trying to be confident if you're not actually confident.
you go up to a woman and you're projecting this confidence, as long as you meet her minimal requirement as far as what she's attracted to, you're in there. So then that's just going to be the confidence you project, right? The swagger you have, right? So right now, I would put that as three behind looks because everything is mostly done online. So the point of me saying this, guys, is if you know that you're not a very attractive guy, and everybody just got to be honest with themselves. You got to know where you're at, honestly, right? I would say your best bet is to make approaches in real life, even though I know it's harder, as in because most people don't go out like they used to. But that's still the best alternative is to, if you know,
I just said it.
you know what you are. You know what
I
you
said
are.
that.
And lastly, guys, game. All right, your social skills, your game, and all game is, guys, just you having a go-to line when you approach women. Like me, I don't really do game, right? I just introduce myself and ask the one which like to have a drink with me sometimes. I don't typically do game. If I see something that's going on in the situation, I can use that. Like say the woman is just bought a pair of shoes or something like that, and I can say, "Oh, you bought."
Bro, trust me, game is still needed. But bro, I'm trying to tell you, just before the financial craze, game used to be like number two behind looks. And AMS, he might not like to admit it, but he's definitely still using game. He probably just don't know it because some of these things are subconscious and common sense, but it's not subconscious and common sense for everybody. Like, let's just say, for example, AMS hadn't talked to a woman for 12 months, and he's talking to a woman, and she asks him, "Hey, when was your last relationship?" He has enough game to understand that he can't tell no woman, "I ain't seen a piece of ass in 12 months." He's not gonna say that. That's game. That's part of having game. It's not just saying certain things and make her charming and swoon her legs off. It's knowing what and what not to say. You know what I'm saying, to demonstrate value. You know, so let me get that straight right there.
Bought me a pair of shoes or something like that. Like I can't really think enough time. It just depends on what's going on in that situation. I'll use that. But if I don't have something like that, I don't stress my brain over that. I believe attraction is not a choice. So then just go up and make a strong approach, and whether she find me attractive is going to be it in my confidence. I don't really get into all the talking lingo with the PUAs and shit. I don't believe I can talk a woman that don't find me attractive. I believe in this right here. Either she finds me attractive and she's available, either emotionally or just time wise or whatever. That's it. I don't really get into all that. I'm finna try to convince a woman who don't find me attractive and make her laugh, and I never bought into that. So if you guys buy into that, yes, I will use an icebreaker if I see something that I can use that's going on in the situation, but I don't rack my brain about it. I just believe attraction is not a choice. Okay, guys. So that's my list as in how I rank shit today in 2024. And if you're on if you're on YouTube watching this in 2027, then I made this video a long time ago. So I hate using dates because people on YouTube don't realize that they get the videos 2-3 years later. All right. But anyway, guys, that's how I would rank this shit now. Finances, looks, confidence, and your game.
It's gonna be rough out here, brother. It ain't getting no worse. And let me tell you, I got a theory, very theoretical, completely theoretical. It's what you call the Great Reset. You got AI taking over. You got women like way above their heads, making a lot of money. Dating market is skewed. People are losing jobs, can't find the jobs. Inflation is going crazy, sky high. All this different war and constant bickering between countries. And it's not getting any better. It's only going to get worse. And I feel like this is theoretical. I feel like God didn't create the world to operate like that because people don't really even socialize or interact anymore. Nobody shows each other love anymore. It's just things aren't what it used to be like in the 80s and 90s. And I'm not that old, but I've been alive in the 90s and the early 2000s to know that life has shifted, it's changed. And it's like things seem like more of a computerized simulation more than like genuine life. It just feels weird, the days are flying by. Nothing really seems right or what it used to be. Everything is just like just old. 10, 15 years from now, I can only imagine with AI, the dating, social media, what it's going to look like, bro. The world's going to be completely distraught and destroyed. And there's no way life can continue on like this. It's not feasible. That's not because it's not how God created things, and it's not going back to normal. And there's no normal on the horizon. So I feel like in order for him to get things back to where it's supposed to be and how he properly wanted it to be, he would have to implement the Great Reset, which I feel like is going to be the Great Reset in theory to me is a mass extinction event where it wipes out humanity and it restarts it all over again. In the absence of AI and technology and everything. I don't know what's going to come, probably like 50, 60 years from now. But there's no way we have a future in this. Like, there's no way the world, like, what we living in now is pretty much, I don't know what the hell this is, but you imagine what it's going to be like in 100 years from now? The world is going to be real skewed and effed up, brother. So the Great Reset has to come. There's no way. At some point, 50 years from now, people are always on their phone, but 50 years from now, people are literally just going to have tape on their phone. They're going to put their phone and then tape it onto their face and just walk around like that. We're heading to that direction. And I don't think the world can survive like that. It can't thrive like that. It's not how interactions, it's not how the world was meant to be. So expect a great mass extinction event very soon. It's JBG out. Oh.